Welcome to day 30 of the Europe vlog. This was our last full day of the trip and we woke up in beautiful Prague and headed into the city centre for a walking tour of the old town and the Jewish district this morning. So this is our guide David, and he showed us one of the original towers from the city walls, and then this building which is representative of the architectural style of Cubism, I believe. And then you saw there a picture of an old theatre that Mozart himself actually performed at. And then this is the Old Town Square, some beautiful fountains and statues, and the very famous astronomical clock. The actual workings of the clock were really cool, and then this little performance that happened every hour, I would say, was a little bit underwhelming, but still cool to see. This is a little bit more of the beautiful buildings in the square, and then the beautiful streets of the old town. We walked into the Jewish district, and this is the oldest still functioning synagogue in Europe, and then there was the Jewish cemetery, and this was a really, really old synagogue building as well. And then we went to Charles Bridge, which is very famous, very picturesque, and has all of these Baroque sculptures down either side of it. This was a nice picture looking over the river to the castle district. And this is Lenin Wall, which has become a bit of a symbol of people speaking out during the Soviet and communist era of the city. After that walking tour, Tom and I meandered back over the river and found a dumpling spot for lunch, which we actually went to with our food tour guide last night, which was delicious. And we had 4 different kinds of dumplings that were both filled and coated, and they're really, really good. Would highly recommend. And then we decided in the afternoon to join our same tour guide David on a tour of the castle and the castle district. So here's some pictures of a beautiful view from the top of the hill back down over the city, and we kind of started from the top and then meandered our way down through the castle and everything. We learnt heaps and heaps, and it was a really nice tour. It was a very small group, only 6 or 7 of us, which was good too. So this here you can see just outside the castle entrance, the square. I think it was called the Castle Square, and it's got examples of all different kinds of architecture, everything from Renaissance, I can't remember all of them, Renaissance, Baroque, Gothic, Neo-Gothic, and something else I can't remember. We saw the changing of the guards. This is on 1.5 speed, but that was a little bit cool to see. And then we headed inside the castle grounds itself. And there was a series of different courtyards in the castle, the biggest of which has this beautiful cathedral in it, which is in the Gothic and Neo-Gothic style with a tower in the Baroque style, I want to say. I'm not an expert on any of that, but it was really cool to see. It was absolutely massive. And then tucked in behind that was this church, which was built in the year between 900 and 1000. So really, really, really old. In really good condition too. And then tucked right at the back was this little cute row of houses, which I believe the alchemists used to live in when it was first built. We left the tour there, it finished up, and we walked a little bit further down the hill. There were some buskers and things, and this part of the city was very picturesque. We'd been recommended this chocolate shop for a hot chocolate, so we ducked in and got some.
Chocolate beer.
It was delicious. It was very, very chocolatey and rich, not too sweet.
This is a super zoomed in video.
And then since that place didn't have anywhere to sit down, we found another warm, dry cafe to sit down and share a piece of cake before we headed home to have a little bit of a rest. So we actually managed to put on Bob's Burgers, and I was doing some knitting, so that was nice. Warmed up a bit because it was a really cold day and we were outside for a long time. And then we headed out again for our final dinner of the trip to this beef bar. It was delicious. We had these bao buns and a really good salad, which we shared, and then we both had a steak and chips with some really yummy pepper sauce. It was delicious and a great way to end the trip. See you in the morning.